Hi everyone, this is Caroline back from Woo Money Mastery, and this week I'm so excited to share with you six of my favorite and easy tips for saving tons of money on food. So, one of the biggest challenges that I hear people encounter when it comes to budgeting is their food expenses, especially nowadays with the cost of everything going up. And, as summer comes around, it's fun to go out, do new things, have experiences with those that you care about. And food really quickly and easily tends to creep up. So, I have six tips today that you can start implementing right away to start saving money on your food budget. So, the first recommendation that I have is when going out to recommend when going out to restaurants, take a few minutes to look at their menu beforehand. So they may have some deals or specials, like maybe they have a kids eat free promo on Tuesdays or something. Um, just the other week through DoorDash, they sent me a 60% off coupon for a few for a few restaurants that were nearby. So we were able to utilize that. Also, just kind of taking a look around when you get there, looking at the portion sizes. What I like to do when I go out with my partner is we'll typically share an entree, and then because we share an entree, we're able to like get a dessert or an ice cream on the way home. So if you kind of start to strategize before you get there, that will save you so much money. Um, Additionally, a lot of restaurants during COVID started doing these like family meal deals. So if you don't mind picking up the food and bringing it home to eat, you can get food for like six people for like $40. Now, with those ones, it is something just to be aware of that you can't do so many customizations. So if you have people in your family that have maybe any allergies or particular, dietary needs, that may not be an option for you, but you can definitely utilize some of the other ones. Now, my next money saving tip is to buy your groceries online. So, Instacart or any of your local grocery stores, they can either deliver the food straight to you or you can go pick it up. They'll load it in your car, and typically it's free of charge. Um, like in my area alone, Ralph's, Vons, Safeway, Target, Sprouts, they all allow you to buy your groceries online or through the app. Then you just drive up to a spot, they load it in the car, and you come straight home. I absolutely love doing this, and I do it almost every single week. It saves me so much time and money because as I'm going throughout the week, if I notice that we need a restock on something, I can just add it to my cart immediately. I don't have to make any like last minute trips. And then I have that whole week's shopping all taken care of. It's also really helpful so you don't go grocery shopping hangry and wind up with like a few extra chocolate bars. And you're able to kind of plan out, if you know you need exactly a certain amount of this vegetable for dinner, you can check what you have at home while having your cart still open to make sure you don't either buy too much or too little. Um, the next thing that I do, kind of along those lines, is meal planning. And I know like it's not the sexiest thing. And a lot of people have had difficulty with it, but if you can find a groove that works for you, it is going to save you so much money on your groceries. So if you meal plan, it saves you so much time, money, and stress. And it doesn't have to be complicated. You can just do a quick Google search to find recipes that take under 30 minutes to make with like 5 to 8 ingredients. When you map out your meals for the week, you know exactly what you're going to buy from the store, and you're not going to have any extra waste, no extra spending. Um, Another recommendation that I have for this is check your calendar when you're planning your meals, right? So if you have like a kid's extracurricular activity like soccer or something on one of the nights, maybe you don't want to cook that night. So maybe the night before you'll just double up and have leftovers. And then having it written down and posted where other people can see it totally eliminates the stress of what are we having for dinner and the arguments. I have my kids help me with figuring out what is on the meal plan for the week. So if my son picks a meal that my daughter's not that big of a fan of, she will usually go along with it and doesn't give much pushback because she knows like the following day is the meal that she chose. So again, this doesn't have to all be on you, it's on the family. And then the next tip that I have is just to keep an eye out for unexpected shopping sources. So you may have like a grocery outlet store near you. Here you can get groceries that the traditional stores sold back to these resellers for various reasons, like maybe the cans got bumped, or they came in some kind of like holiday packaging that a traditional grocery store can't sell anymore. Um, you can get boxes of reduced price produce from local farms, or there's this company called Imperfect Produce. And if you just kind of start chatting at vendors at your local farmers market, they may be able to point you in the right direction. Or if you go towards the end of the day, they can just be willing to give you a deal for clearing out their inventory. Um, you may be surprised that there's local dairies near you. So you could get like milk, yogurt, cheese, anything like that. Or local bakeries are awesome too. You know, maybe the bread is a few days old, but you can do so much with that, right? Like you can use it to make homemade croutons, you can make French toast. Like these are just ideas that I'm coming up with spur of the moment. Another resource that I use is this app called Too Good to Go. And they partner with local restaurants to give you like a surprise bag of their unsold food at the end of the day for just a few dollars. So I've gotten some like really crazy, like big bags of food for under $10. And you can kind of put that together with a few things that you have on hand and make a great dinner. Now, one of the last tips that I have is to lean into community support. I just want to remind you that you don't have to do it all on your own, especially if times are a little bit more challenging. So, in your area, you may have access to free meals for your kids. Here in California, all students are able to get free breakfast and lunch through their schools. And let me just say, like, not having to worry about lunch for my kids, knowing that it's provided when they go to school, one has taken a load of stress off of me, and two really does help with our food budget, especially as my son is like almost a teenager and is eating everything in sight. Um, during Usually at the libraries, they offer free meals during summer break for all kids under 18. And then there's community resource centers too, where you can just buy like a box of mixed groceries. We have, one maybe about 15 minutes away, where for 20 or $30, you get like a big box of like produce, pasta, breads, juices, just like a whole mix of everything. So, don't be afraid to search for things like that. You'd probably be surprised with how much more is in your community than you think there might be. And then my very last tip to save money is to have a backup meal on hand at all times. Um, you never know what the week may bring you. And just kind of like knowing that you already have a meal at home that you can bust out whenever you need to without having to pay for it can really be a lifesaver. And then, you can restock when you're doing your weekly grocery shopping or whenever it goes on sale. Something for like a good example of this is just something that can stay in the freezer or in the fridge for a long period of time. My kids, what they love is they love those little like refrigerated pastas, the ravioli or tortellini. We get it with like a pesto sauce that we get at Trader Joe's, and then we always, always, always have like a bagged salad mix on hand in our fridge. So that is like our go-to meal. Frozen veggies can kind of zhuzh it up, and super simple, and there's no stress, just to know that we always have at least one dinner available. So I do want to remind you, kind of as we're heading into the summer, that if you decide to splurge on a nice evening out, a new restaurant or an event going on, just to do it guilt free, right? Like intentionally choose the experiences that you're going to spend your money on and enjoy the heck out of them. When you have these experiences that you fully enjoy, right? And like they create that lasting memory for you, that allows you to hold on to the goodness a little bit more, and then it makes it easier, I have found, to kind of cut back a little bit on those non-essential categories. So if you're looking forward to getting together with friends for a Saturday night dinner or happy hour or something, you don't have to worry so much about breakfast. You can do maybe just kind of like oatmeal and fruit, and it makes it a bit more palatable. Um, if your family isn't a big fan of leftovers or eating something more than once, another idea you can think of is just kind of have one big thing as a base. So maybe it's like chicken, and you can use that differently throughout the week. So you could have like chicken tacos, chicken pasta, chicken salad, something like that. This way, it doesn't seem like you're having the same thing every single day, but you are capitalizing on whatever you found as that base that is kind of more affordable, lower price, you're able to control that, and then just kind of like tweak it and iterate it throughout the week. So, with this, I really just want to encourage you to start small. You don't have to go 0 to 100. These are all just kind of a variety of ideas that, we play with and alternate with on a regular basis, or things that we have found that work really well for us, and test it out, see what works best for you and your family. Just remember that you've got this. I'm here for you, and you're going to have an awesome summer with these tips, enjoying all your evenings out.